A few things that I need to do first. My opening, if you remember, was 22.5 inches, my rough opening. Right now my trusses are spaced at 24 on center. I'm going to have to get a spacer and put it down along one side of my truss so that I have something to nail into for my lag bolts. Two more numbers that you need to get familiar with. One is your projection zone. Your projection zone is going to be your largest span when you pull your ladder down from the ceiling. So you're going to pull it down and unhinge that first section. That's going to be your projection zone. It's going to extend out past the original frame of your ladder. You don't want it to, when you open that down and then have to swing it open, you don't want it to be touching an adjacent wall. You want to make sure when you bring that ladder down and you go to swing that first section out that you're not going to be hitting a wall. The second thing is your landing zone. When you get past your projection zone, it's going to open all the way up down to your landing. Just make sure it's free and clear, that when you do open up that last section that you might not have put it too close to another adjacent wall or a vent, anything else that might be on the floor, stairs. These are typically upstairs, so just keep an eye on that, and if you follow these tips, you'll be sure to have a successful install. This is what the ladder looks like when you get it right out of the box. Comes zip tied, holds your stairs together, comes with the weather stripping insulation, and also your aluminum feet that you can cut to length. You have this section up here, you take a look at it. There's no hinges up here in the back. You take a look down here at the bottom, this is where it's going to pivot from, this side. When you go to install this, you're going to put 3 lag bolts spaced on this side, 3 lag bolts spaced on this side, and then the section down here that it pivots from with the metal framing is going to get 4. My truss span from truss to truss was 22.5. This is 21 3/4. I need a piece that's a 1/2 inch thick. Okay, we have our planed down piece of wood. Okay. To measure the width of our back piece, be 22 5/8. Get our back piece in. Check it for square. Use a sharp blade, everybody. I battled that and battled that. Okay, I found 2 scrap pieces of wood. Put it right here to hold our ladder while it's up in the air. I'm just going to do 2 nails. Not very far because I couldn't seem to find any screws around here, so what I'm going to do is hammer this back out 1/2 inch. Okay, now that'll hold our ladder down at the right height we want. Just temporarily putting up this board here to hold our ladder so that I can get hands free and have get some screws put into it. Here we go. Okay, there we go. If only we could have done that the first time. What I'd like to do, check my reveal on each side. I want roughly 1/2 inch. Right here, I'm right at 1/2, and I need to come down on this side 1/8 inch. So we will get a screw put in on this side. Holding that, we're good to take this off. Okay. Take these off. Now right there is what I was telling you about, is going to be your projection zone. It's going to be that zone out here at the farthest point. Now it comes out past my rough opening. Once you open that all the way up and extend these feet, now down at the bottom you have what's called your landing zone. So before we put our lag bolts in, we are going to grab the aluminum feet that go on down at the bottom, and we'll put those on and cut them to the right height. The aluminum feet comes with the screws. There's your feet, one on that side and one on this side. Okay, we have our ladder pulled down, completely unfolded, and we got to the point where we need to install our aluminum feet. Some of you guys that are installing these are going to be required to cut your ladder at the pre-positioned marks. In my case, I don't have to do any cutting because I did 10-foot tall ceilings. And you need to, of course, make sure that your hinges are completely closed, make sure there's no gaps between your hinges. And you're going to come down and put 2 screws in on each side. Use sort of a nail punch to act as a bullpen. We're going to get our 2 screws in on each side. Give them a quick tap with the Okay, the next thing we want to do before we bolt this up and fasten it 100% with the lag bolts, double up this header because the lag bolts are going to go through there. I think they're about 3.5 inches long or so. We want to make sure we get a double header back here so that those lag bolts really have something to bite into. There's going to be 10 pre-drilled holes that you're going to put your lag bolts into. There's one back here, one exactly parallel from it. You're going to have one on each side up here where your pivot hinge is at with your air actuated piston. And then you're going to have 4 back here. Let's go ahead and drive these in real quick. 4 in the back, 3 along the sides. power up a little bit. Don't want to sink it in too far and pull it out a square. Corner ones are probably going to have to go in at a little bit of an angle because it gets a little bit in the way. All right, that is it, ladies and gentlemen. I appreciate y'all tuning in today. Thanks for watching how to install a Louisville ladder, aluminum style. As always, we'll see you in the next one, but for now, this shop is closed.